This story was written as part of a writing assignment at university, and we'll decide how much of it is fiction and how much of it isn't. The one can of Red Bull had turned into two, had turned into three, had slowly become an unsteady tower of tin, a monument to the gods of hyperactive migraines. The student paces his small, cream-colored room with the agitated, unhinged air of someone who hopes to fuel genius with chemically enhanced caffeine. He mutters to himself as he steps over the sizable pile of dirty socks that has formed next to his bed. Not a single one match. Janitor! Yeah, he's mute! Can't talk, no word, nothing. So, since he can't speak, he's hired by... The student pauses mid-stride. His foot has hooked itself around a pair of used boxers, but he hasn't noticed. Hired by... His face is frozen stiff, eyes clouded like a corpse's. For a moment, he stops breathing. His only sign of life, a gentle, unconscious shuddering bestowed by the cans of Crimson Cow. Bad science men! The student punches the air and flails as boxers loop around the handle of a desk drawer and yank his foot like an elastic band of unwashed fabric. He tumbles into the pile of socks, bruises his hand. Laying amongst the soft, discarded foot sheaths, the student's elation begins to drain. He feels his eyes start to droop and reaches for another can of sleep repellent. So he's in an evil lair, and he's cleaning like usual when the student feels his train of thought derail over a gorge of uncertainty. He scrabbles at the Red Bull like a starving raccoon, trying to find purchase on a small metal tab with a heavily chewed fingernail set into an unsteady thumb. He manages to leave a small cut beneath his nail as the dusty light bulb in his mind flickers out. The student hurls the traitor can at his disappointed forefathers, sending their empty husks clattering across the room. Through the chorus of tin, he feels his migraine grow. What is wrong with me? He yells at the cans who do not reply. It's not writer's block. I have ideas. Why can't I write any? The student waits for the cans to explain himself to him, and when they don't, he laboriously climbs to his feet and grabs at the watch sitting on the bedside table. He squints at it, trying to remember what the hands did. It's 2:04 a.m.? He eventually shrieks. The student lets the watch drop from his twitching digits and stares in slack-jawed horror at walls that are not entirely white and not entirely yellow. Tomorrow. The thing is due tomorrow. The student stumbles from his room and into the cubicle-sized bathroom facing it. He leans over the sink and he splashes water over his face. He doesn't know why he does this, but he has seen plenty of movie people do it, and things usually work out for them. He stares at his haggard reflection in the smudged toothpaste-encrusted glass. It's less than a page of creative writing, he whispers to the madman in the mirror. You like creative writing. Just write something for Christ's sake. The madman glares back at the student without compliance. The student staggers to his desk and yanks open his laptop. The blank document blazes like a floodlight. He begins to write and stops. He starts again and stops again. Every time he tries, it won't come out right. The words were all there, big and fancy and flourishing. It was something else. It was the feel. The watch watches him from its new home on the floor next to the bedstand. Its hands read 2:41. The student slams the laptop shut, then checks to make sure it wasn't damaged because computers are expensive, then recloses it gently, but with vehemence. He begins to look around for someone to blame and finds only himself. Are you so emotionally restrained that you can't project feelings into your words? He leaps from his seat and returns to the mirror, snarling at the blurry face he sees in it. The face snarls back. Or has your life been so bland that you never learned how to write things interesting? He turns and lunges at the papers on his desk, sending them flitting through the room as he grabs the thing due tomorrow's rubric in unsteady hands. Damn you, thing! He spits with all the stress and frustration of internal angst that he could muster. I'm too young to have an existential crisis. How do I express what I feel if I can't feel the expression that I'm supposed to express with feeling? How do I... His foot lands on the single unopened can of Red Bull, and the pressure combined with its recent flight causes it to explode. Sweet, electrifying energy drink arcs through the air, sending dark streaks down green walls. The student collapses amongst cans and socks, an internal, unyielding futility. He feels true self-hatred slice through him like a hot knife. He flails on the soaking, carpet, and amongst his tantrum, he feels a dusty light bulb flicker slowly to life, illuminating the cluttered chaos of his bankrupt brain. He freezes mid-ride, arms and legs in the air like an upside-down turtle as his eyes light up from within. His eyes cloud, his breath halts, his mind races. Still on the ground, he crawls to his desk. He grabs his laptop and impatiently matches every single key as he waits for it to wake up. The screen returns to the document, shining its unholy blankness for the world to see. He feels another pang of stress, another flash of self-doubt. He lets it grow, wallows in it, drinks it like so many cans of synthetic insomnia. With manic incoherence, the student begins to write. The one can of Red Bull had turned into two, had turned into three. Thank you.